Hey, I'm Bera, and today I wanted to give you a tip for what you can do if you're stuck in perfectionistic thinking. So what occurred to me as I was, coaching somebody else on that issue is that there is actually a polarity between perfectionism and punk. Now, what does that mean? A polarity basically means that if you go too far into one side of the polarity, you run into something negative. If you never pay any attention to perfectionism, and let's say you try to work in academia, well, at some point that's probably not going to go so well. But here's the thing. If you're going to watch this video and identify as somebody who leans towards perfectionism, that's probably not your problem. You could probably benefit from leaning more into the other direction, adopting a bit more of a punk attitude, which is also why I put on my old English school uniform. Yeah, I actually went to school in England for a month. I've got a picture to prove it. So, you basically have two choices if you find yourself going down a perfectionistic road. You can lean more towards perfectionism. And, an example of that is my PhD thesis, right? Because academia, you do need to be a bit perfectionistic. I spent so much time going through the footnotes again, and again. However, it may be more helpful for you to adopt, I hope I did not destroy that, more of a punk attitude. And what I really loved about this whole idea of, maybe you just need to be a bit more punk, was that it gave me a chance to talk about one of my favorite bands. And the reason I got to talk about that band is because I think they were such a great example of how much power can lie in doing something with a punk attitude. And, you probably have an idea of who that band is. It's the Sex Pistols. And I remember the first time I heard, their album, never mind the bollocks, here's the Sex Pistols. And I was just blown away by the raw power and energy and all that kind of went through those songs. And if you're stuck in perfectionism, here's my advice for you. Ask yourself, what the Sex Pistols do? No, seriously, ask yourself. They probably recorded, if I recall correctly, they recorded Nevermind the Bollocks in 3 takes or so. And it's still one of the most amazing albums ever, or at least the most impactful. It's not necessarily great music, but it made an impact. And maybe perfectionism never would have. So, that's my advice for you today. Embrace a punk rock attitude and ask yourself, what would the Sex Pistols do? And then just go do it, except, the whole getting into trouble with the authorities and so on. Probably don't do that. Not a good idea. So kind of, just embrace your creative impulse and do something and go out there and be yourself. And I look forward to hearing how this goes for you. If you like this, subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos. See you. Bye.